This will be part 2 of the IKEA closet makeover, and in this video I'll be detailing how I added LEDs to our PAX closet. It's a pretty straightforward DIY, so stick around and I'll show you exactly how I did it. Now all IKEA cabinets have these holes at the top that you see here, and we'll be looping the LEDs in and out of these holes as we work our way down the closet. I bought the LEDs off of Amazon. They're the Govee white LED light strips. I ended up buying 2 of the 16-foot LED strips. Now since our LEDs were plug-in, we added a light switch dedicated to the closet just to power the lights. Of course, the light switch is completely optional. Govee does come with a remote that you can easily turn the lights on and off with. You can also download the app and control it via phone. Of course, if you don't want it plugged in, there is also a battery option for the LEDs. So once you figure out a power supply, now you want to feed the LEDs through the holes in the top of the closet. And at this point, I still had clamps holding my closet together. Ideally, I would screw the closet together and then start feeding the LEDs through the holes. Now this is a very rinse and repeat process. As you're pulling your LEDs through the holes, you just want to make sure that they don't get caught on anything. Keep them straight. And make sure you are pulling them slowly so that they don't rip or tear. Now you can see as you loop them in and out of the closet, the LEDs on top of the closet will naturally point down. You can put a piece of tape on them if you want. I just left it as is. On each side of my closet I had 4 IKEA cabinets. This is how it looked through 3. And again, I'm coming out of my 3rd cabinet, just taking my time, looping it in and out of the last cabinet. You kind of want to just stretch it out, feel it out with your fingers, and make sure that all the LEDs are not being kinked at all. So now I'm coming out of my last cabinet, and I'm slowly pulling the 16 feet of LEDs. I roughly needed 11 to 12 feet to do all 4 of my cabinets. And this is how it looks when it's done. Now I did not peel the backing at this time. I felt it was needed just to give the cabinet and the LEDs a little bit of flexibility. Now if your closet is the same orientation as mine, there will be a point in time where we do have to cut the LEDs. Now that black line will tell you exactly where you need to cut them in order to connect or solder the 2 LED sides. Now by no means am I a soldering expert, but I was able to join the 2 LED strips together. Now you can also buy connectors off Amazon if you do not want to solder the 2 ends together. And the only reason I did have to solder was because I wanted to have the same power running through the one side and connect directly to the other. And you can see I fed that wire down one side of the cabinet and came up along the other. Now the plan was to tuck this wire in and behind the baseboard, under drywall, and along the sides of the cabinets. This would eventually get hidden by trim, so I wasn't concerned at what color or cable I used. And if your cabinets are all connected together in line and there are no breaks, of course you completely can avoid all this. There's no need to connect, cut, or solder the LEDs together. So once I was finished with one side, it's rinse and repeat on the other. You want to do the exact same thing to the other side. Start feeding that LED through the hole and in through the other as you continue your way down the closet. There's nothing more satisfying than pulling 16 feet of LED wire through the IKEA PAX and watching it perfectly fall in line as you work your way down the closet. Once everything was pulled through, I did solder the other end just to make sure that I made a complete connection. And once you're done with the soldering and have everything fed through, it's time to peel the backing. I found it easier to start in the middle and pull my way back to the holes. Just careful not to touch the back. And you want to pull with your left hand just to tighten it up. And as you pull with your left hand, this will naturally center itself between the holes. And once it centers, you just want to take your right hand and gently press on the LEDs. That will firmly stick all the LEDs to the IKEA PAX closet. Now, if you do notice that any areas are not sticking, you can always go back, press them a little bit harder with your finger. But for the most part, once you peel the backing, these LED lights stick pretty well to the IKEA closet. And here's what it looks like when you're done peeling and sticking all the LEDs to the IKEA PAX closet. This was a pretty fast hack. I think overall it took me about 15 minutes per side if I didn't include the soldering. And when you put it all together, it looks something like this. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know your comments below, what you like, what you don't like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.